And so the complication, of course, is that I'm thinking of a couple of different ones. There's obvious ones, and I'll go with the obvious. Um,
Are you stuck in a medium or in a a, a location maybe that you want something bigger?
no, we're talking about. I mean, he's where he's at, and he's doing what he's doing. If he gets better at it, then all to the better. It is incidental and ordinary that he wants career advancement, which, of course, in this setting, also means not getting arrested, tortured, and killed. Right? Those are your those are your options. Um, if you're in a public face like this, you're going up or you're going down. So the complication didn't quite find the right phrasing yet because I'm trying to talk at the same time. But the complication is that different interests for messaging, different interests for what this whole network is for, different competing careerists in positions of authority over media. Um, the character is kind of in a tug of war between, without even knowing it, like a tug of war between different media moguls. It's as though there was some sort of, you know, Rupert Murdoch has some up and coming, too valuable to fire rival. As Murdoch ages into their, demented and vile, twisted, shrunken, you know, fate, the up and coming young star of the Murdoch empire is seeking, uh, to have it their way. So there's this tug of war at every single different, expression of the Murdoch media empire in ways that the people who are enmeshed in it never see. They just experience this bureaucratic chaos and this fellow, my guy, is a node for such tug of war. That's the
Uh-huh.
complication,
You're a pawn. Okay.
right? And so,
All right.
but I've got
Now
this
you
creative
know it.
drive, which I'm imagining shit. Okay, that's what we got. That's my complication, and that's my motivation. Um, and I'm going to
Okay,
let's
so
see.
the company is Blackflix Studios, and the executive that you're talking about is the younger executive, Blizo Scarblacks.
Bleto Scar Blacks. Sounds good to me. And I also think that my fellow's name is going to be Sammy Ray. Sammy Ray,
Sammy Ray.
who is a very reassuring looking, very trustworthy looking. He's got grace. And you see he's not like a real like love boat charm guy. He's only got a +1 in charm. He's got grace, which means he can move well and looks right on camera, but the impression is of solidity, dependability, not of charisma, right? Not a well, a kind of charisma which is reassuring and comforting, not the kind of charisma which would lead you to go anywhere. So that's what I'm seeing for the stats. Um, so without, I find talking past this point as potentially tedious.
Huh?
I think that I I think that I'm set with a couple of other things. Oh, do I want to go into debt? Well, duh. I mean, we're talking about, the concept of debt in this society is very much like it is in modern society because you're not just in debt for a bit of cash or two, you're in debt for your life. You fail to make your
Yes.
debt, you're fucking dead. Your family first, you next. Pretty straightforward. So,
Well, you have 30
because we're not
days.
talking
You have
about
30
science
days.
fiction, right? We're not talking about science fiction anymore, are we? So, So the deal here is who gave me the money? Well, my bosses. No, I take that back. No, who gave me the money is actually an advertising sponsor. An advertising sponsor has given me, which is totally legit, right? It's just, or rather, it's part of the game. It's part of the game that it's on me to, promote these people's stuff. And it's not like against the network necessarily to do so, but it's another power player in the mix.
It is another power
Um,
player named Karina Ham of Hamface Cosmetics.
Okay, hold on here. Karina Hamface Cosmetics. Lovely. And is this a life shaping event? Oh, yes, because this is, a big piece of my presence, right, in this network. In fact, who knows? To one or another interest in Blackflix, this is a big plus that I come with a sponsorship. It's probably
okay,
not.
okay, yeah.
It's probably not unstandard. It's a Benny as far. Well, however, it is another power player in the mix. Excuse me. Now, let's see here.
Sweet.
All right. Therefore, I am in debt and I have to make these payments every month. And
yeah, so grab some XP, decide how much you want to be in debt for,
right,
and you get to add that onto some other skill or something.
Right. For each point borrowed, you will owe 1 wealth. Okay. Your payment schedule is 1 wealth per month. Wealth points or experience points. It's not wealth I want. It's wealth.
Yeah,
I'm
actually,
going to be in debt for.
the terminology is changing. But for just to make this quick and easy, consider one of those points to be basically 100 grand. So it's like a cozy but not extravagant
Yeah,
lifestyle
I'm not.
for 1
Right, go
year.
ahead.
That's it. That's about how much money one wealth is.
Right. Not concerned with that. I know what wealth is as a variable. So as opposed to money. So I want 1 wealth. So that's 1 wealth, but I also want 1 XP. So then I can go back into the point buy section and remind myself of what I can do with XP. And
Yeah. Now, in this case, because we're kind of mixing approaches, right? So, like, if you wanted to add on to something that you already bought a point in,
right,
then just pay. You just need to pay the difference then between 1 and 2 or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I would, let's see, it said to start a stat at, this is not intending to be a problem. I'm just, because the debt option is permissible with the roll method. That's so I'll just trust you on whatever it is you say I'm supposed to do. Right. You can always go into debt to obtain more as per the regular rules, and that's what I'm talking about. So what here we go.
Yeah, and when I say regular rules, what I really mean is the point buy. So at that point, you switch to.
That's what I'm talking about. So what I'm doing is I already have fame at.
Let me change this while you're on this. I'm sorry.
I've already got fame at 2. And I was thinking of bringing that up to 3. Either that or one of my skills, which I kind of like.
Okay, so if you look at the fame page, a 2 is like regional fame and a 3 is national.
3 is national. Yes, I know it. I'm going to bump that up to national because this is integrated with the life-changing event. The life-shaping.
Okay, you are big, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and so that is 3 total. with XP, and I don't know how many XP that is from where I am. So it's from 2 to 3. Is that what I'm? How many XP is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Just subtract the difference. So look at the little chart and
Okay, so that would
whatever the
be
difference.
10. That would be 10 XP.
There you go.
Okay, so
So that
therefore,
means you're 10 in debt.
yes. Well, 10 in debt, 11 in debt because of the wealth.
Oh,
Actually, you know
yeah.
what? I don't really. I'm never mind the wealth. I'm just going to get the 10 XP for Fame 3, and I'll just have whatever income I would ordinarily have, which is just ordinary. It's not like they pay me much,
Okay. And,
right?
well,
So,
no, as a matter of fact, Karina can make you dance like a puppet.
oh yeah. So, and well, so can Bleto,
So can Bleedo.
right?
Yeah.
And whoever else is satellites around them with all of their little agendas. So that's not a problem. Okay, so there we go. I've got Sammy Ray. I'm in it. I'm totally ready to do my job and let my imagination run away with me while I do it.
That's beautiful. Now we're on a location shot at the moment. You're atop a high tower in the densest part of the metropolitan area, and it is just after nightfall. The clouds are dark and the lighting is bad. The wind is strong and cold, and you've just about had enough of this job, but they have to keep taking this shot over and over again because your hair keeps getting messed up. Uh, when Karina comes to the set now, she doesn't usually come to the set herself. She usually sends some sort of surrogate. And so you know this must be important. She pulls you away from the shot and all the camera people and crews just standing around.
Oh, I
Who,
figure everybody
who,
like hits a submissive. Or at least some of us. I'm going to hit a submissive pose.
well, see, she's got uh, fame, wealth, and power, but she's not really in the chain of command here. She's
Right.
wasting shooting time and she's
I'll go
getting in the way
submissive.
of a lot of people's schedules,
Right.
you know. But listen, darling, listen, I've got a plan to get you out of this place. It's going to make us lots of money, both of us. You only have to do one little thing for me. You're not afraid of leaving the earth, are you?
I'm look up and I say, uh, no. It says every message is a new adventure, Karina.
Well, that's perfect because I've got a meeting lined up with Jiggy Sprout and he wants to put together a show where you'll be traveling to different dimensions every week. How does that sound? We can give it some classy name with your name worked into the title. Uh, uh, Sammy's Slip Space Adventures. How's that sound?
I say, well, I'm sure Blackflix will go for it. That sounds great.
No. We have to leave Blackfix behind. This is much bigger than them. I don't think you understand. We're talking about virtual networks here at Jiggy Sprout. This is much bigger than Bleedo and his stupid father. No. We need to jump ship quickly. In fact, I've got a ship lined up right now. We just have to go down to Tracy Island. You know, the place where the slip ships take off to other dimensions. We can make it there on maglev train in just under an hour, but I'm going to need you to do one thing. Just contact Bleedo and tell him you quit.
I'm going to, okay, Karina, professionalism demands the final swan song. This needs a launch. And the best way to do what you're saying is for me to complete this shoot and say what I need to say out to the world. And that, because if I go and talk and just quit to Blackflix, they are just going to say yes and then say no. I'm never getting out of it.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Now
use my
you and
reassuring. I'm going to use my reassuring skill.
thank you. I was
Reassure.
about to
Just
suggest that
reassure.
since you and Karina have now entered
Yes, we have.
sort of what I would consider a dialogue action. It's time to make a roll.
I
Now
completely agree.
she's trying to use rhetoric skill. She has 1 point to back up. You are using what was the skill?
The skill is called reassure.
Oh, I love it. I love
And
it. What's your bonus?
the bonus is only +1. I suffered over that one. Schmooze turned out to get the +2. And
Okay, so
so,
this is going to be based on charm,
yep, which is
right?
also
So
+1.
we're both. Your charm is 1.
Hmm.
Okay, so you'll be rolling 1d6.
Hmm.
Whatever you get, you're going to add that 1 to it. And I'm going to be doing the same thing, actually. My
Well,
odds are the same.
okay, I'm slightly confused. I have a nope. Just I'm going to take your instruction. Just reminding you that I'm using, as I understand it, my charm, which is +1, and my reassure, which is also +1.
Yeah, the stats we don't have to say plus because it's literally how many dice you're going to
I
roll.
see. Okay,
And so
so here we go with my 1 die and with my +1. Ready?
yeah, I've got a 2 which becomes a 3.
I've got a 4, which becomes a 5.
All right, you have beaten me by 2. That means yes, you have succeeded, and you get to narrate an additional good
Yes, I do.
thing.
I've got my yes and so with something positive, which is very, very nice. Um, okay, there is a yes and. So first of all, so Karina, I've got to do this. It'll work great for everything you're talking about. And what I'm my and is that
Hmm.
I'm not quite as good an actor enough myself to phrase this just right, but it's not coming to me right this second. Um,
Just like
but
summarize it.
no, I know. Which is um basically whatever happens, I don't suffer. Right. The way that I want this done is that if there's some conflict over this, it goes over my head, and I'll be safe with whoever wins. I'm not going to be the the target of wrath, right? I'm kind of insulating myself from whatever wrathful corporate, immediate fallout there may be right now.
Okay,
In
so
other words,
how
let me
does
put
this
it
sound?
slightly differently.
She agrees.
Let me put it
Okay.
slightly differently. I don't like the way I said that. Here's what I want to say. I'm not quitting. Yes, I'm doing this. No, I'm not quite quitting. It'll look good. Karina will buy it. She's reassured, but I'm not really gonna quit.
Okay. Okay. So
That's my
you
end.
basically you very cleverly worded it so that you're not actually lying,
Right.
but
I
uh-huh.
will
That's
announce
beautiful.
this wonderful thing. I'm all about how excited we all are, all this kind of stuff. I will, make it clear, but it is very cagey in terms of my precise relationship to Black Flicks. Um, so
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I've got. So I'm weaseling.
Okay.
Um,
I love that. And you know what? I'm even going to toss in a little bit on top. If there is any problem, she makes sure that, you'll be under the umbrella of her legal team, which is a lot bigger than Blitos.
yeah. Oh well, in that case, right then. So I'm going to very happily give my broadcast.